Coach, overall, how did you feel your effort level from your players tonight?
I thought it went okay. I mean, there were times there toward, I think it was the fifth inning when they scored 6 runs. You could just kind of see their attitude. It's not like they just gave up. It's just like they were frustrated. And that's one of the things I talked about in the after game is I said, you guys are going to make mistakes and you got to forget about it and move on. If you keep thinking about the mistake in the field, you strike out or do something like that, and you're in the field, all of a sudden, guess what? The ball's going to come to you because as a frustrated player, you are a ball magnet. And they're just like, yeah. And then I talked to my 2 assistants after I said that, and they're like, yeah, you're 100% correct. So I just keep telling them they got to forget about it and move on. And I said we got for sure 4 more games next week. So let's work on it there. I mean, hopefully we can come out on top in a couple of them games, or 3 or 4. It'd be nice to get all 4, but you just never know.
Right. I mean, it's almost like you had all the pieces really there together, left a couple runners stranded in there. How do you really look to get the offense going here with these boys?
I mean, Evan All had 2 shots up the middle tonight that Gabe Funk made a great play at the pitcher. And then I think, what's the shortstop? I can't even think of his name. Evans made another great play. I mean, and for him, just hitting the ball that hard is great to see right now. And we had a couple other guys that had some good hits that just right at somebody, and unfortunately, you can't do anything. But if we keep putting the ball in play, they're going to come. Right. So that's a great thing to see, especially going into postseason. I was talking to my 1 assistant. I said, we're starting to hit the ball right now, and it's hard at somebody, but the gaps are going to come. So we just got to keep hitting the ball well and keep adjusting as we can.
Looking ahead to Monday, if there's one thing you could have your team improve on the most, what would you like to see out of Monday's game?
To just come play relaxed, mentally be tough. You make a mistake, move on. I mean, and I said when I was in school, I was the same exact way. When I struck out, I wanted to hit the bat on the ground. And I said, and then if I make an error on a ground ball, I want to throw my glove on the ground. But I said, one of those things that as the older I've gotten, I don't want to say wiser, but the older I've got, I said, you just got to, unfortunately, you got to forget about it and just move on, because mistakes are going to happen no matter when it happens.
And one thing to even look at too, I mean, Brody Schultz, a very impactful performance on the mound here today. Really only allowed 5 runs on that scoreboard throughout this ball game. And what did you think about him here today?
Well, he's one of those kids that we had him pitch earlier in the season, and it was a complete struggle. And he's like, Coach, I'd never want to pitch again. And we're like, it's a non-conference game. What's it going to hurt? I mean, we've had to use what I would consider our top 3 pitchers throughout the week. And so I was just like, well, why not just throw him tonight and see what happens? And I thought he did an excellent job, did an awesome job. I can't complain about that one bit. Yeah, I came out there in the 4th, I think it was the 4th, and he said, I want this batter. And I said, well, if he gets on, you're done. He's like, that's fine, I get it, I'll be done. And like I said, he pitched well all night, which is great to see. I mean, especially with how it was, like I said at the beginning of the season, he wanted absolutely 0 to do with pitching, and he did a great job tonight. So hopefully we can use that going into postseason if we need to use him, or even next week. So.
All right, well, Coach, thank you so much. Appreciate it.